What's up, my Finan loves? It's Miss Finan D coming to you all from Finan News. Okay, so I just got done watching the episode. So today I'm doing this a little different. Normally, when I do my review, I include, social media reactions and things like that. And I think because of all of those different distractions, are the reason why sometimes my reviews, I don't upload until Tuesday. I'd be way behind. Today, I'm just going to focus 100% on the episode that I just watched. And then anything else that I see, side conversations, people throwing shade, social media, I will do a completely separate video on that. So, social media, some people, well, most were a little disappointed because, I don't know what they were expecting from the Nene and Cynthia situation. I said they're going to say hi or not say hi, and that's going to be it. Cynthia is love and light. Yes, she have, her ways and all of that, but she doesn't go around fighting people unless you run up, on her and she kick you. It's not funny. I'm just saying. But apart from that, Cynthia is not out here fighting, screaming, and doing all of those stuff, especially in front of her daughter. So I didn't expect Cynthia and Nene to have this big showdown. I didn't expect that. So whatever that happened, I expected. But for that to be this lead situation and for Bravo to continue to highlight that and advertise that, that's why people got upset. Miss Leaks, Miss Bailey, you look good. Thank you. Case closed, And Eva referring to Milo, as Nene, lapdog, is here. And then, Noelle was there and people just felt like, okay, Cynthia, we get it. Noelle is fluid. We get it. You don't have to push this narrative. And I'm like, well, that's her daughter. She's at Pride. She's excited. But you have people going online saying things like, oh, child, that's going to be Cynthia or Noelle new storyline. First of all, Noelle does not have a peach. But I understand what people are saying. But, let Cynthia enjoy her daughter moment. And the same thing goes for Noelle. She had fun. And, that situation came and then it went away. Okay. Now, I'm going to jump around. Now, Portia, all right? I'm going to go ahead and insert what social media is saying. I knew I just said I was going to focus on the episode, but during the episode when it went on commercial, I did go to Twitter, and these are some of the things that people had to say about Portia, okay? Me watching Portia cry again, but still took his bleep back. And the Viola Davis getting up. All right. And then has the nerve to be mad when people call her out on this nonsense. Can't say I expected much more for her. Honestly, okay, they're on IG so in love right now. I agree. Hell to the yeah. Portia said the door is closed with Dennis, but she obviously didn't mean it. Such a shame, too, because she deserves so much better. We can just edit Portia out this season now that we all know she took. We knew she would. Well, there you go. People are saying, we get it. He cheated. Fast forward. We don't want to see you cry anymore and all of that. So I get it. And my girl, Kenya, been crying too. So I'm going to get to her. I'm going to get to her. Also nice to see Portia Williams returning to work, even though she's going through a lot. And I actually watched that episode when she returned to work. Actually, it wasn't an episode. She went on Instagram Live and I recorded it. I think I did a video on it. Then, the whole Eva, Milo, and Cynthia meeting up and all of that, and Eva getting up and leaving. I appreciate Eva energy, okay? For once, she's staying true to a situation. This is all people have been talking about, Eva, that when you say something, mean what you say and own what you say and don't back down. So if you despise Milo, we should know he who angers you controls you. So, let that go, let that hurt go. She said what she said on TV, whatever. Yes, she was wrong, but yeah. Anyways, I don't think Eva really cares as in, holding on to hate. She just don't want to be in the presence of someone like that, and I understand. But there you go. I love that she kept that energy. Milo came. She didn't fake smile with her. She didn't behave like they were cool. She politely got up and walked away. She didn't even give Milo the time of the day to even argue with her. Like, girl, you don't even deserve my airtime or my breath to argue with you. So I'm going to take my food. Here, you can have some duck or whatever it is, and I'm going to leave. So, she left. She went in on Milo a few times, okay, before she left, talk about her wig and whatever the case might be before she left. And okay, cool. All right. But for Milo to sit at that table and talk about how positive she is and that she's changing, but then turn around and call Eva a fraud and she's broke and she just got money because she got 3 jobs since she got on the show. And how can you say that you are changing and you're a positive, but then you go and you drag her again? This time you said that. It wasn't her bridesmaid or former assistant or whoever. You came on there with Cynthia Bailey talking about she's broken, this, that, and the third, okay? So Milo just contradicted herself right there. Eva said a real friend won't just sit there and allow certain things to transpire, whatever the case might be. My mouth was open. And Cynthia Bailey agreeing with her and they're both agreeing with each other. I was like, say what now? Because Cynthia, Kenya consider you a sister and vice versa. Y'all are really close. So for you to not step in and say, okay, now Eva, look, we're cool. You're my girl, but you are not about to talk about Kenya, her eye color, or anything else in my presence. I'm going to shut that down right now. I appreciate our friendship, but that's not going to slide. Say what you want, but it's not going to be my presence. That's how you check people. Had Cynthia checked Eva that way, she would have probably said, well, I'm going to say what I want to say and whatever, and that was going to be it. But that's how you check people. You sat there, you laughed, you made excuses for Eva, you once in a while jumped in and said, okay, now, calm down now. But you sat there and listened to her say whatever she wanted to say. It's not saying that Bailey Placer censored another grown woman like Eva. I'm just saying, however, don't talk about other people doing something that you're doing. Because I'm not bringing up Portia because the type of friendship that Cynthia Bailey and Kenya Moore have, is not on the same level as Kenya and Portia. So that part, they were being hypocrites in that moment. And then, of course, they talked about Nene some more because, Nene on social media. Oh, my God, I'm their storyline. They can't stop talking about me. Of course, girl, they're going to talk about you because the whole situation that happened. I mean, I don't understand why these girls sometimes behave like they don't have a show to film and that they don't give them topics to talk about and that they don't have to fulfill what the network want in their check. They have to talk about you. That's why they called them to film that day, and they had to talk about something. So yes, girl, they talked about you. All right, so that's that. Milo meeting up with Nene and Milo calling out Nene. Nene, you can't fall out with everybody and then think you are not the problem. Just because you fall out with people and y'all make up again does not mean you are not the problem. The reason why Nene friendships or co-worker situation keeps falling apart is because when there are deep-rooted issues and people don't sincerely apologize and really work on those deep-rooted issues and sweep things under the rug and then hug it out and move on and not really, you hurt me, and really get those, like I just said, sincere apologies, the situation or friendship or whatever it is will keep breaking down because there's so much hurt there. Okay, so for Nene not taking ownership, I wasn't shocked. I would have been shocked had she said, yes, I did some things wrong too. So in that moment, it was nice to see Milo calling Nene out and all of that. Yes, Milo misspoke and said some things that she did not say. But then again, Cynthia Bailey did say, on one of the panels at BravoCon, which I already knew this, that sometimes they film a scene for 2.5 hours, sometimes 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours, and sometimes only 3 minutes or 2 minutes, make the episode. That's a long time to film, and only 2 minutes make the episode, okay? So it's possible that things that we feel like people misspoke about could be something that actually was said, but production just felt like it wasn't important enough to make the episode. So I get it. But it was nice to see Malo trying to play, peacemaker. And of course, Nene was being Nene. She got up and she left. And that's the worst attitude to have, to never ever admit when you are wrong, accountability, ownership, and all of that. It looks like in the future on the show, Nene will, when she realized that she only have Malo to film with and the girls are not coming around. I heard she's going to go on like an apology tour or, sisterhood, let's mend the fences tour, excluding Kenya, of course. And then, of course, I just did a video on Kandi and her family. Congratulations to Kandi and her entire family. Baby Blaze is here. So if you missed that video, go to the Real Housewives of Atlanta playlist and watch it. I love that scene. Ace is just so adorable, talking and just everything he had to say. I was just like, oh, he's just so sweet. And Kandi also did post about Ace being in the room when his sister was born. This is the comment that she posted this picture with Ace's face looking like this and Dr. Jackie, and she was asking people to leave, captions and stuff like that. And she responded to a comment basically saying that, Ace was in the room. Go ahead and read it right here. So it's nice that it brought him along, to understand everything because he's so young. No, I'm saving Kenya Moore for last. One of my favorite moments of the episode, and I wish this was it, okay? But of course, they had to bring something else into it. Kenya looking stunning, going to Kandi house, they're kicking, laughing. She's talking about Mark. She's talking about them not seeing eye to eye, right? She's talking about their situation, but even though she's explaining that her marriage is not going too great right now, she's still full of life. She's still laughing. She's having girl talk. I like that. I really, 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 one more time, like that moment. I love that Kandi is there for her, but I love it. I also love that Kandi keeps it real, okay? Kenya Moore crying. The same way how people are sick and tired of Portia crying, of course, they feel the same way about Kenya. But here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to tell a woman to not cry, to not express herself, to not be transparent and show all of it. Do your thing, because who knows? As bad as it's getting, if Kenya walk away, people will know that it was really bad and she tried, and you know what, girl, you deserve better. Good for you. If they were to come out on the other side and love and understanding and affection and all of those things were to happen again, then people are going to look at it and say, well, if they could make it, I can make it too. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. However, you still have to know the fine line. I'm going to share my story, but when do I say when? Okay? So I'm not saying Kenya should have just laughed through she and Mark's situation at Kandi's house and leave it at that. I appreciate her being vulnerable, her being real, transparent, and raw and all of that. Say though, I appreciate Kandi for being so real. She said, because social media, we have a lot of saints on social media. Girl, your first year of marriage is a honeymoon. Nope. Kandi said her first year of marriage was the worst. She and Todd used to argue and it was bad. You guys heard what she said. I watched, her mother just try to destroy that dude, okay? I watched all of the back and forth between Kandi and Todd. We watched all of the chaos and all of that. But after their marriage, yes, they had arguments here and there, but I don't think it was ever a moment where Kandi just allowed the camera in her home to just show how broken she was. Yes, as it relates to her mother, her family, her mother and Todd, we saw all of those things. But I love it that Kandi is saying, no, girl, we argue. It was hard, but now look at us. Here we are on the other side. I love it that Kandi said, when I was pregnant, the bigger I got, our sex life was completely over. But after that, we're back good. I love that she gave Kenya advice that, look, this situation is not unique to you. However, here's the other side. Kenya, I love their bond and their friendship, and Kandi just giving her advices. And like I said, and talking about compromise in a relationship, you have to be able to compromise. It's not going to work if, it's my way or the highway. That is not a partnership. That is not a marriage. That is not a relationship. It does not work that way, because Kenya and Mark's situation is communication. Even after the show ended, in her interviews, she said absolutely not. There's no infidelity that she knows about. They didn't break up because he cheated. They broke up because of how he talks to her, and the communication is terrible, as we can see. But, he's just supposed to be there, and he was distant. Then he wants to take your child on vacation and put your child between the two of you. And he doesn't want a nanny to come, and just all of these different things. So, of course, people are going to say, when your man don't want to be with you in that way, that means he have somebody else somebody else entertaining his time. And that's why he doesn't want to be with you in that way. The part that broke my heart was when she said, when I was going through my stuff as a child, no one protected me. Her grandmother did step in and did the best that she could. But you can understand her situation for not being protected. So what she's saying, if I have to end my marriage, I will. Because I am not about to be the mother that was so desperate for a man that I'm going to stay into a marriage or a situation where I know it's not healthy for my child. Where do you think Brooklyn is when she and Mark are screaming at each other, or when Mark is screaming at her and calling her names? With the nanny? No. If she's with Mark, of course Brooklyn is right there with them. You don't think Brooklyn here and feels the energy? Yes, thank God she's such a happy baby. But sooner or later, that negative energy is going to start rubbing off on her, and she's going to feel that. When Bravo did the flashback, the love that you have for a spouse, your husband, whatever, is not the same that you have for some chicks on reality TV, okay? The people that Kenya went after, there were no love there. They were not even her friends. There were people that were trying to destroy her, and she hit them right back. That's completely different compared to you and your husband having a conversation and all of that. If they can just sit down and put it all on the table, it will be better. But it's going to keep escalating until it really explodes. And I think that explosion happened in front of everybody, in Bravo camera, and for a woman who have so much respect for herself and have never settled for a guy. That's when she pulled the plug and released a statement the following day and was like, in no way you are going to disrespect me, and I'm going to go crawl back under you unless something change. The way you talk to me needs to change. The way you treat me needs to change. Now, like I said, Kenya can come to the reunion and she could say something along the lines of, I'm still hopeful. We're still working on it. I'm still hopeful. We shall see where it goes. Or the reunion comes around and Mark will come on stage and he could publicly apologize and say, look, man, I sat home and I saw myself on TV and I was disgusted by the way I treated my wife. And, my wife and I, we've had, counseling or extensive conversations. I have apologized to her, and I will continue to apologize and make sure that I make this right. I love my family. Or it could be, no, it got worse. I'm definitely getting a divorce and have a nice life. Either way it goes, I'm here to support Kenya. I really do hope that things improve, Anyways, I am wishing the ladies the best, but this right here, these pictures, this moment with Kandi, I love it. I love it. And Kandi, thank you so much for being there for Kenya, for keeping it real, with her. And you know, Team Twirl appreciate you. You are everything. I chose the title and the thumbnail with Kenya smiling and hugging Kandi. Of course, I have other pictures, but I chose those images of Kenya because, in as much as her crying scenes is what, you know, is breaking the internet, I chose to focus on the fact that there were beautiful moments where, through all of the pain, through all of the heartaches, through all of, you know, the disappointments, she was still able to get up, get dressed, look beautiful, go to her friend's house, have a conversation with a beautiful smile on her face. And when Kandi came to her house, she greeted her, offered her, you know, some snacks, fruits, being healthy. She was smiling. They were having a nice conversation. Even Kandi said, "Why she made me rush over here? She looks cool." And then she was able to be vulnerable. So what I do see is that in the midst of a storm, I see strength. And I always say the God bless attitude, being positive at all times, seeing the good in every situation. That doesn't mean that I don't have bad days, that I'm always positive, that negative things don't happen. That just means that I see the good in every situation. However, I'm able to cry about it and then see the positive and move on and smile again. And also, yes, Kenya does love her husband, I'm sure, 100%. And some of her tears are for her marriage, but most of her tears are for her family, Brooklyn. But she grew up in a broken home, you know? And so she waited all of these years to be able to provide, you know, the complete opposite for her daughter. So that also is the reason why she's crying, because she wanted the opposite for her daughter, Brooklyn. The outcome is, like I said, you know, I am wishing Kenya and her family, you know, the best. So normally I do a separate video on Kenya. So for people wondering why you spend so much time on Kenya. At the end of here, my final loves, thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.